Want to see a magic trick? Good. Abracadabra!
What the hell is going on? Whoa, wait a minute. I have hands? I guess YouTube popping me out of my horde was enough to get me to activate my defenses. It still kind of sucks, though. Yeah, it's a perfectly reasonable explanation, Duplex. Thanks, Duplex. Couldn't have done it without you. I'm sure that'll make sure nobody asks any more questions. Right, Juve?
Don't ask any follow-up questions, it's rude.
Yeah, this guy gets it. So while I have you here, and I'm pretty sure neither of us can leave, I'm gonna take some time to draw some of my old art, because you'd be surprised how difficult it is to hold a stylus when your hand looks like this. To get introductions out of the way, my name is Duplex, I go by they, he pronouns, and I'm a gecko that really likes art. I'm gonna go do the thing I said I was gonna go do. Okay, cool, I'll be back. Okay, I'm back. Sorry, it kind of took me like 9 hours, but I kind of overestimated how much I had improved. Underestimated, not overestimated. What is English? But anyway, yeah, I got done with like 3 pieces from my past. So, I'm gonna show you them in order from least awful to most awful, because I just feel like that's how it's gonna be the most impactful. Why am I doing this? Why are you asking stupid questions? The reason doesn't matter. All that matters is that I have hands, you have eyes, and it's time to finally redeem myself! Oh, and so the shit show can begin. Like I said, we're taking this shit from the front to the back. Least embarrassing to most embarrassing. I think I've stalled for long enough. Let's get this show on the road with the first piece! Least awful one. Let's go! So this one I distinctly chose because I don't actually mind it as much as the others in this group. Like, I feel like I can take credit for the original without cringing at its existence. You get what I mean? Like, the fact that the others exist displeases me greatly. But this one's okay. It's pretty alright. I mean, it looks like a deflated meat sack cut into pieces, but like, whose beginner art doesn't look like a deflated meat sack cut into pieces? I mean, probably most people's art, Duplex. Oh, yeah, right. To talk about the piece itself for a minute, the main thing that I really wanted to do with this piece, in comparison to the old one, is showing the fact that I do know anatomy off the top of my head now, and that I know how to pose and color. With all of these, the pressure was very much off, because no matter how garbage the art would be, it would still be better than the original. I distinctly remember this piece fondly because somebody that told me that he would never be into getting a tattoo would see this as a tattoo on somebody. And honestly, with the redraw, I agree. Like, I would definitely not be opposed to having this on my body. I definitely would not. I do actually really like it. One thing with the coloring of this is that I wanted to keep it very, very close to the original, but obviously that's pretty hard to do considering the original was just red and white. I could have gone with a stark white for the body, but I felt like that would have just really messed with the contrast of the piece. Long story short, all the colors got changed except for the red, and since I'm a slut for blue and red, obviously I had to add blue. One of the things I'm just now noticing as recording this is it looks like there's a little face in the neck hole. Like, oh, hello, I'm in your body! If there's one thing I could change about this piece, it would probably be the way that I colored the blood. Not because I don't like it, but because the highlights on it look weird. Like, the highlights on it should be more circular, and I did them more like lines, and it just looks weird. It looks off. Now that I pointed it out, that's all you're gonna be able to look at whenever that part comes up, but, you know. You're welcome. This is what I have to see every time I look at my art. I have to ruin it for other people, too. Another thing I just absolutely adore about this piece is the shading. Shading a piece is like my favorite part. It's just because I'm such a slut for multiply and color dodge layers that, like, whenever I get to the part where I can just go absolutely nuts with coloring and shading is where I thrive the absolute most in most pieces. And can you blame me? I mean, look at this shit. It's so good! Not to jerk myself off here, but, like, I like this a lot. Also, the fact that the darkest darks are like this desaturated purple, just yes! And then the crisp rim lighting. Oh, I live for this part in the drawing. I swear to God, adding rim lighting to any of your pieces just makes it look far more professional than it should. It's like figuring out how elbows work. It's like, that's gonna level up your art so much. Usually for pieces like this, I like to do a color adjust layer at the end, but I didn't do it with this one, so I guess I must have just really liked the colors as is. And after all of this, it's finally done! You know, this is kind of giving me the same vibes as Angel Dust did, but it's okay, it's fine. To the next piece!
What? It's just an ordinary crabby. Oh my goodness!
Oh god, this one. It jump scared me. Seriously, what was I thinking with that face? So first things first with this pose, there's so much wrong with it. Just so much wrong with it. The face looks like something straight out of a horror movie and not in a good way. The pose looks like she is breaking her elbow in the name of her senpai. And I've gotta ask why I thought the yellow lighting was ever a good idea. Not just only on the previous piece, but as you'll see, on this piece too! I never learned from my mistakes, I swear to God. As you might have been able to guess, I don't like this one as much as I like the other two, but I'm still gonna try to talk about it positively because I do believe it's an improvement from the original. But it's really hard to do pieces like this when you've just completely lost passion for the characters that are behind it. Because if you didn't know, the original piece was a fan art for Yuri from Doki Doki Literature Club. And now I just have absolutely no interest in Doki Doki Literature Club. An ex of mine kind of ruined that whole franchise for me, but like, you know. It is how it goes when it goes, you know what I mean? Anyway, a couple of things I really like about this piece is the ribbons. Like, they just show depth really well, and it's not something that I do a lot on my pieces. It was something really simple to do, just make the ribbons in the front a really, like, decently bright red, and then make the ribbons in the back closer to your background color and make them a darker red. Simple, but effective. I'm not prepared for the lighting portion of this, because y'all are in tandem going to go, Duplex, what the hell do you think you're doing? And the answer is, I don't think. I just like pretty colors. I may have a degree in this shit, but that does not mean I know what the hell I'm doing. I love how much of this piece I like aspects of, but I just don't like in full. Like, you'll see the knife later on, and I really like the reflections on the knife. I think that they're really nice. And like I said for the ribbons, I think that adding them added, like, a very integral part to this image that would be severely lacking without it. Another little thing I want to mention is the fact that I made Yuri's eyes closer to her dead, desaturated eyes from, you know, whenever she's laying on the floor. Dying. Well, no, dead, I should say. She's stabbies. Spoilers, I guess. I should probably actually put a spoiler warning before this so that nobody gets mad at me. Should I put a spoiler warning for a game that's like 6 years old? Debatable. And so the beginning of the end begins. This lighting is just too much. What was I thinking here? Like, I just should have made it orange. I feel like an orange lighting would have really done me some good. But no, I decided that, like, yellow was the way to go. And it just absolutely ruined this piece. And I'm still angry about it. It's still a good piece. I'm still happy with it, but it's like seeing a mistake after you post a piece of art. It just makes you want to die. It's fine. Everything's fine. Nothing is wrong. It's fine. Just pretend like it doesn't exist. That's what my father likes to do to me. Now we've gotten to the part of the drawing where I'm just kind of tuning up shit and trying to make the ribbons look presentable. I loved messing with the eyes on here. It's just that, you know, after seeing the really terrible lighting, I'm just like, I'm good. I'm good. At least the shading kind of fixed the atrocious highlights, but not enough for me to like it. Did I even add the blood to the knife? Like, she's supposed to be cutting her fingy. Hello? Where's the blood? Please tell me I drew the blood. Please tell me I drew the blood. Oh, wait. There it is! Yeah! I didn't forget. Oh, thank Arceus. You know, from far away it looks great. Oh god, don't flip the canvas! Stop it! Don't flip it! It looks terrible! Don't do that! It's okay, nothing to see here. Next, you just slap a band-aid on that bitch in the way of a color balance layer, and you got yourself a finished piece! It was a little touch and go, and I still think this would be better with the orange light, but overall, it's still pretty good. Last piece, final round. Next contender! Oh god, it's you. Oh god, it's trying to communicate. What are you saying?
Kill me.
Will do, little guy, will do.
That's the single worst drawing I've ever made.
To tell you how much I truly hate the original piece, let me just show you the caption I gave it on my Instagram when I posted this originally. The ending line literally says, "I am sorry that I have to assault your eyes with this monstrosity." Like, I knew this was bad! I haven't even talked about the piece. I should probably do that. So, I had, like, a very clear idea of what I was going to do with this before I even touched it. I'd been watching a lot of Diablo lore videos, and, well, they influenced the piece pretty readily. I think that part's pretty obvious. Both in the color palette and the subject matter. Like, I feel like I could have taken this in a couple of different directions, like having somebody, like, tearing out of somebody's back. But as soon as I started watching Diablo videos, I kind of immediately got this idea and I refused to let it go. This is like a demon trying to possess a human, and then in the middle of the possession, a demon lord just hijacks it. You know, like the fucking antagonist from Mass Effect 2.
I am assuming direct control.
You know, that guy? Demon is not happy about this arrangement at all, because they're the possessor, not the possessee. And the human's just like, I mean, guess I'll die. I really like the coloring on this. For a lot of different reasons, because I feel like it definitely gives more color variety to what's my normal color palette. Because if you haven't noticed, I really like cool colors. But this time I tried to primarily warm color palette, and I do really like it. Like, red, orange, and yellow is such a satisfying gradient to put into any piece. This human really had nothing going for them. They really just had nothing going for them, so I gave them tattoos. Because I didn't know what else to do! And then I was sitting there like, oh, what do people get tattoos of? Flower. Flower and sword? Yeah, sure. Yeah, that works. I tried to give them dyed hair, but I hated it, so we didn't do that. It would kind of be cool if something like this happened in a D&D game where, like, your players encounter somebody that knows that they're gonna get possessed. And then as the possession is happening and the demon comes forth, a demon lord just pops out of them and is like, nope. DMs of the chat, you can feel free to use that encounter to your heart's content. That one's free, from all of us here at Duplex Does Art, XOXO.
Yours truly, Princess Toadstool.
Did I steal that line directly from Mini Minute Man? Yeah, but, you know, pointing it out. What did you say about asking follow-up questions? The rest of this piece was honestly just me putting in little details here and there, like veins in the red parts of the Demon Lord, and adding in teeth, and so on and such forth. Also, obviously, the light has got to be coming from, you know, the gem. I just feel like that's appropriate. Another interesting thing about this is that I don't usually do top-down lighting, like ever. The lighting's either coming from the right upper corner or the left upper corner. So having something come from not only on screen, but like in the middle of the image was really interesting. Now all that's left to do is to fix some colors that I don't like, add some details like little sharp twofers and drool, and with a little bit more fiddling and tweaking, we are finally done! Woo! So not only does this piece obviously trump the original, but it also just is the best in this group, in my opinion. I don't know, let me know what you think. If you enjoyed this video, I mean, feel free to like and subscribe and do whatever the hell all the other YouTubers tell you to do. You can also find me on Twitter, Instagram, and Tumblr occasionally. Thank you all so much for watching, and have a good day!